Hey, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage, and I'm kind of excited today because I'm gonna be doing something today that I have not ever done, except for last night. I did try to practice a little bit just so I can figure it out before getting on camera. But anyway, as you guys know, that I do a lot of woodworking and that type of stuff. And when I buy a saw, when I buy a tool or something like that, except for my chainsaw, I do sharpen that because it's kind of pain in the butt. But anyway, for my woodworking stuff, I just I go out and buy new blades or whatever. But the problem though is I do it every like 10, 15 years, and I do a lot of projects. I just keep just give it a little more pressure. It'd be fine. But that does wear out the motors, it does wear out the bearings, and it's not very good for your tools. And some of these tools in here are pretty darn nice. So I really don't want to destroy them just yet. So, like my Bosch 12-inch double compound slide miter saw, which I love. Definitely was a larger purchase than what I'm used to, but I have not done anything with that blade since I've gotten it. I do have an extra blade on the wall, but of course I wouldn't even want to use that one because then I got rid of my extra blade. So what I did was actually get a sharpener, and I'm going to show you how to use this sharpener. And excuse me, and the cuts on it, oh man, I don't know why I didn't do this a long time ago. But I do have another saw here, which will be a table saw. Now I've had this one longer than I've had the miter saw, and I've never actually sharpened the blade. And I usually take 2x4s and rip them down so I can make 2x2s, and because they're a little bit cheaper to get that in bulk, that and they're a little more versatile. Anyway, but I'm gonna show you how this thing cuts before we sharpen it and how it cuts after we sharpen it. So anyway, I just got a little 2x4 here. If you look really closely at this blade, it is destroyed. I have hit nails with it on accident, didn't do it on purpose. I thought I got them all out, but apparently I didn't. But anyway, it is pretty jacked up. So hopefully we'll be able to sharpen it and be able to show you exactly how it is after we sharpen it. Now I've already did the miter saw last night. That's 60 teeth. That took forever. This one here is maybe what, 20? So this one should take a lot less time. So that'll be the one I'm going to show you on today. And then once we get to the actual sharpener, it's kind of interesting on how to set it up. It takes longer to set it up than it does actually to sharpen the blade, but I'll show you that here in a minute. But anyway, I'm going to crank this up real quick. I'm going to show you how it cuts a 2x4. All right, remember, always wear your safety glasses. And again, I don't have my guard there, so be careful of the blade. Also have a pusher stick so that it doesn't go flying across the room. Oh, let's even plug it in. There we go. All right, as you can see, it does cut, and it does cut okay, but it could be a whole lot better. You can actually see where all the saw blade teeth went on in the wood, and like I said, it does okay. But we're going to sharpen this, and we're going to show you how it is after we sharpen it. And sorry for all the coldness. It is bitter cold today here in North Carolina. It got down to, what, 24 this morning or something like that. So I haven't even cranked up the heaters yet in this place, and even if I do, I don't have any insulation. All the heat just dissipates anyway unless you're standing in front of it. But that'll be for another video because I do want to insulate this and climate control it at least a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna get this blade off and we're gonna put it on the saw and show you how to set it up. All right, there's my new toy. I picked it up from the Harbor Freight, and it does okay. Setting it up has been a big pain in the butt, but it's okay. There's certain parts that I like to use and certain parts that I've realized I don't like to use. One of them being the catch over here. I just mostly do it by hand. I put my hand against the bracket here so I can actually control it a little bit better. But this is how we're going to set it up. So the blade itself is at an angle. So what we need to do is actually adjust this so that it is right at that angle. So go ahead and set it up to the actual blade without turning it on. And then lock her down. But first, actually, lock your blade in. Should have done that one. Anyway, so it comes in with a automatic centering tool here. It's basically just a cone. You stick that in there, make sure that's nice and down. You got a spring, a washer, and then you have your nut here. And you're going to tighten this down. Now you don't want to tighten it all the way down. That's the reason why you have a spring there, is that you still want to be able to spin it. There you go. All right, so a couple of things you need to adjust. So we can see this a little bit better. Okay, so all the adjustments. You have your blade adjustment right here. This will actually bring the arm inside and out. Like this one here is only, I believe, a 10-inch maybe. And then the miter saw was a 12-inch, so I had to adjust different things. You can also adjust the actual motor itself back and forward. I have it set all the way to the front. This right here is your adjustment for your blade height. Tighten that up. So once you tighten this down, that should just be resting on the blade, and all that's supposed to do is keep it from rocking back and forth. You can push down on it to be able to make sure it is flat. Now on some blades, they might have an angled curve to it. You can actually adjust the motor itself to tilt this way, tilt that way, up, down, all that stuff. It does have a lot of adjustments. I'm just going to go flat only because these guys are flat. So what we're going to do, oh, and this guy right here is your adjustment for, so I'm going to do this with the camera in the darn way. There we go. So anyway, this has a spring-loaded tensioner right here, and I'll loosely put it in here. All right. So basically, it sits like this. Yeah, that doesn't work. Anyway, that's the reason why I didn't really like that very much. So I just pushed that over to the side. It's not hugely needed. I'm sure somebody is going to disagree with me, but I'm just going to push it over to the side. So also grinding disc. The kit does come with a couple of them. Comes with a, all right, for metal use only. All right, this is an emery blade. It's a lot softer than this one right here. I'm not really looking for, hey, I'm gonna shave with it, but at least anything will be better than what we have. Now, why am I actually sharpening it? Why did I just spend 60 bucks or 50 bucks on a sharpener when I could just buy new blades? Now, the blade for the miter saw, those jokers are like 80 bucks a piece, if not more. If I could bump up to like 120 tooth, and then you're looking at over 100 bucks. This is only a 60, so it does pretty good. Cut a couple little biscuit things out here last night, and it cuts so much better. It's ridiculous. So anyways, that's why I'm doing it. 60 bucks here. I can save this blade. This blade's not that expensive. The other ones are. So let's get this thing set up and start cutting. So I'm going to set up the angle. All right, see if I can get you in there. All right, so there's the blade. So I'm going to make that to where it is lined up perpendicular with that. Okay, what's the problem with sharpening your own blades by hand like this? Well, every time you do it, your angle kind of goes this way, just a little bit. It's just like hand filing a chainsaw blade. Eventually, you need to get something to be able to make sure that you have that degree of an angle that you're looking for. This one right here, I only do it every 10, 15 years, so it should be fine just doing it by hand. So let's go ahead and sharpen this, and we'll show you how it cuts on the table saw with a sharper blade at least. All right, let's go. All right, so I got my gloves on. Last night I did notice how much of this stuff just goes everywhere. You might want to put, yeah, like I said, some gloves. I'm gonna put my hand here and I'm gonna be able to control it and be able to turn it. Now you don't want to put too much pressure on the cutting disc, because you're cutting it on the side and then you can flex it, which is not good. So be gentle with it. You can go around a few times and see where you're at. Now with that, what you want to do is grab yourself a marker and just give a little mark of where you started from, because you don't want to sit there and be like, oh, did I do that one? Oh, I don't think I did that one. I think I did. Yeah, don't want to do that. Anyway, but it looks like I needed to bring it out a little bit more. I didn't have enough swing on the motor itself. Okay, so let's go. Another thing, safety glasses. Go ahead and bring them down. This stuff is gonna throw everything everywhere. And really, what I should have wore last night was a dust mask, because I was blowing out dirty snot bubbles for a while. Anyway, also, yeah, some of these blades are a little bit unique. This one actually, it looks like it has double teeth on some of them, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make them all the same. And if it messes up, I get a new blade. That's kind of what I was doing anyway. All right, let's go. All right, so I just went around there twice, just to make sure that everything is nice and even. Now, looking at some of these teeth, each one's a little bit different, but the end goal is just put a little bit of edge on it. I think we should be at least better than what we were before. So I'm gonna put it back on the saw, cut that same piece of 2x4, and see if it does any better. Yeah. All right, we have our nice sharpened blade in the back into the saw. One thing to take note on is the direction of which the blade came off. I put it on backwards the first time and didn't go so well. So anyway, keep an eye on which way that it actually spins and which way the teeth are supposed to go. Also, I got my safety glasses on. I'm gonna cut this piece of board and see how well it does. All right, it seems to be a lot better. I might take it off and just get it one more time around. Maybe I should have went around 3 times rather than 2. But it is so much better. I did not have to put so much effort into actually pushing this through. Excuse me. I have plenty more to do. I'm sure you don't need to watch all that. But this is just a little quick thing of buy a sharpener. Sharpen them yourself. Save yourself some money in the long run. Because if I would have had to buy another blade for the miter saw, that's another 80 bucks. If I need one for this one, it's probably 20, 25 bucks. And just buying one blade for the miter saw definitely pays for the actual sharpener itself. So anyway, if you have any questions, give me a hit on the comments down below, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. And we will figure out another toy to unbox and actually try. Christmas is coming, so hopefully I'll get some more toys. Hopefully some more cameras, so you can only have you can have more views than just the one. But anyway, you guys have fun, enjoy, Merry Christmas if you're actually catching this right before Christmas, and we will figure out another chore and show you how we did it. Later.